everyone, and welcome back to the Anchor of the Week.
Yes, we are on the streets today.
We are.
We are.
We love these conversations. We know you guys do too. As always, on the streets of Camden Town, asking people what we all want to know, but are not always comfortable asking random strangers.
In this nippy weather.
Yeah, autumn has come to London. It is true.
Yeah. If you don't know what nippy means, it means when your hair stands on your arm and it's frisky.
I don't think that's a dictionary definition,
No,
but it's okay. We
from
will.
Kaylee.
It's from Kaylee.
Yeah.
Camera person Kaylee.
Shout out. Yeah.
But yeah, we are excited about today's conversations. We are on the streets asking people all about social media because we've talked a lot about it, and we've had some other people kind of call in and have their perspectives, but we want to hear from the people.
Yes. Yeah, it's actually, these are so fun doing these.
Love it.
We hear, just people who have a lot to say and actually have thoughts and feelings.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's hard to know that sometimes in a city like London, but yeah, we've got some good perspectives. So.
Perspectives, absolutely. All right, so let's check out our first interview of the day. All right, I'm here with Christina. How are you doing, Christina?
I'm very good, thank you.
All right, so we're going to ask you some questions about social media. Okay. First of all, what kind of social media do you have?
I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, but I don't use it. That's mainly it, yeah. Instagram and Facebook, yeah.
Amazing. All right, what is the worst experience you think you've had on social media?
Personally, I don't think I had a very bad experience, but what I've seen is a lot of hate speech and people that just get out their frustrations onto other people in social media as a scapegoat.
Right, so you, not necessarily towards yourself, but towards other ideas or concepts.
Yeah, what you see in social media many times is people tend to be very disrespectful, and try to impose sometimes their opinion and other people, what they think, and I think that sometimes it's very disrespectful. I've seen it in a couple of different posts and different issues, so it's something general that I see very, very often.
Right. Do you think there are any good aspects to social media or anything that you really enjoy about it?
Well, yeah, I think that social media has really helped us to stay connected and to know what's going on around the world, which it has its good side and bad side also, because I think we're over-informed. We have too much info, so sometimes it can be bad. For example, with COVID. It has created, too much info, I think at the same time can create distrust in people, the way things are handled. But yeah, the good thing is that you are connected and you can have communication with people that is so far away from you. So I think that's the mainly good thing about social media.
Awesome. And last question, how do you see social media affecting our future?
Okay, there's a couple of things there. I think that in terms of image, is actually influencing people a lot. How you sell yourself right now is very important in terms of business. If you want to have your business onto the public, you have to have Instagram, 100% sure. I think that my main concern is the disconnection towards other people, how this is affecting the social relationships, how we connect to the world, but at the same time we disconnect ourselves from other people in the world. So it's creating a lot of how do you say in English? Young people suffering a lot from what they see. They want to attain certain beauty standards that are unattainable to most of the people, because you see a woman that is absolutely perfect, but you don't know how many, how do you say it? How many...
filters and stuff like that?
Not only filters, but also aesthetic, plastic surgery, aesthetic treatments. So you don't really know how this person really attain that beauty, right? So it's creating a fake image to young people of what beauty standards are, and I think that leads to not valuing yourself, not having a high self-esteem, because you're never pretty enough, you're never trendy enough. So I think my main concern is also suicidal rates are raising because young people feels alienated, they feel lonely. Not only young people, but I think that is a big concern that actually young people is suffering that, and I don't think that there are enough tools to actually work that effects. I don't know if
No, I think that makes perfect sense. And is there anything that you could say? Sorry, I know I said last question was the last question. This is like part 2 of this question. But is there anything that you can say, okay, if we change this, maybe this will make everything that we just said better about the loneliness, the disconnect, the unreachable standards? Or do you think it's just something that we're going to have to learn how to deal with?
I think is right now. I think that there are some good projects also in Instagram. I'm following one that is called Proyecto Dislike, but it's a Spanish one, and they work on these kind of issues, like how social media is affecting what we can do. But it's pretty difficult because I think that everything is mainly around Instagram right now. So the only way that I see it is for people to don't be so addicted to Instagram and depend so much on Instagram. So I have no solution for that for the moment.
I mean, it's hard, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Christina. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a nice
Awesome.
day.
You too.
Thank you.
Cool. So yeah, we took notes on our phoneses.
Yes,
And
because we are prepared.
yeah, we are. Yeah, because a little bit different kind of structure today. We're just gonna.
Yeah, after each, if you're knowing our Streets episodes, after each interview today, we're actually going to give a little bit of our thoughts.
Rundown, yeah.
Exactly, to be a little bit more on it in that area.
A couple of things that I thought was cool. She mentioned young people want to attain certain standards that aren't attainable from social media.
Yeah, and I thought she had a great perspective on that, because she talked about image and how you can't always tell if someone had plastic surgery, for example.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's true. We talk a lot about filters and stuff, being like, oh, well, be honest if you are using filters, but at the same time, you don't go up to someone and say, okay, be honest. Are you naturally is that how you naturally look?
Yeah.
So I think if we don't even do that in real life, why would we do that on the internet? But then we always just assume it's a lot of tricky waters.
She touched on just the influence that social media does have.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's interesting that social media sets these standards.
Yeah.
She mentioned it influences people's image, how you sell yourself, how to, I guess, just all aspects of life. It's social media has certain standards that people kind of need to, that people feel like they need to hit,
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, interesting.
Something else she said that I really liked was that people use social media as a scapegoat for their frustrations.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really great way to word that, And of course, our past few episodes have been kind of more along those lines. But I think it's just a really great way to say that. Sometimes people use it because they don't have any other outlet.
Yeah.
And for her, that was one of the negative sides of it.
Yeah.
Even though she said it hasn't really affected her personally, she sees that. And so I think that's a really good awareness, you know? But
Yeah, it's good.
awesome. Let's head to our next interview. All right, now I'm here with Ellie and Shania. How are you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. Awesome. So some questions about social media. Let's start out with the negative first, get it out of the way. What is the worst experience that you've had on social media?
Just the hate comments, just trolling basically.
Do you get any of that personally, or do you see mainly?
I see it a lot more than personally get it, yeah.
And what about you, Shania?
It's the same for me, yeah.
All right. What do you say is the best experience you've ever had on social media?
Just getting hyped up by random people. Just gives you a boost of confidence. Yeah.
So it's interesting that something that also brings people down can give people confidence, right? I just always think that's such an interesting thing about social media. And what about you, Shania?
Probably being noticed by my favourite drag queens and stuff.
Amazing. How do you see social media like affecting our future?
Positive and negatively, to be fair, because there's a lot of people that like get bullied on social media and like it makes like leads to depression. But it's also a positive thing, like it gets you out there, like you get to see a lot more of the world than you would if it wasn't around.
If you have the same answer, that's totally fine.
Yeah, it's basically what Elle said.
Amazing. Awesome. And what kind of social media do you guys like typically use? Like what's your main source, I guess?
Like Instagram and Snapchat mainly, yeah.
Yeah, mainly Instagram and Snapchat.
Awesome. Do you have any like advice maybe to someone that is like struggling with social media or like feeling like accepted through social media?
Just ignore all the haters. They're all rubbish. We don't need them, so just go and live your life.
Amen. And you?
Block the people who are mean and take a break like once in a while as well.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much. All right.
That was good.
That was great. As always, thank you, Ellie and Shania.
Yes, and it's nice to have like younger people on as well, which we were
I know.
hoping for. So.
We were hoping for, exactly. But yeah, they are actually traveling down from Birmingham today. So
That's what they said, yeah.
That was
cool.
what they said.
Yeah.
So basically, they give us a nice, I think, a fresh perspective as well as people that are like super actively using social media. So
Yeah.
they obviously don't hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I think they mentioned something about like recognition and just people noticing them, and it's I guess I don't know if it's the attention they focused on, but it was just I guess they enjoy that side of it.
And honestly, I'm glad that they said that because a lot of times we like don't say that is something we like about social media, but we all like affirmation and attention.
Yeah.
So I actually really appreciate that honesty.
Yeah, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. You know, there's nothing wrong with wanting likes and stuff. I feel like it's just where does that come from, I guess.
Exactly.
Would be the next question. But.
Exactly. But yeah, that's great. And I also like that they pointed out, like, it does connect you more to the world, you know, and you can see things that you might not be able to actually see, you know, and especially with the way the world is right now, like, travel's not the easiest thing.
Yeah.
And so
it's cool how, like, I can be on one end of the world and then, you know, I can know so much more about the opposite end just through social media, you know.
It's so true.
It's a cool thing. Yeah.
Exactly. And again, love their advice. Just block the haters.
Yeah. Get rid of them.
Get rid of them.
Yeah.
I feel like that is always needed, that advice.
Yeah, that was good. On to the next one.
On to the next one.
Right. We have Emmanuel here. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, so we have Emmanuel here. Zach. Yes. Let's try that again. Ready? Okay, we have Emmanuel here. Thanks for coming on, mate. Appreciate that. So before the interview, you mentioned you have a social media, but you're not active on it, are you?
No.
So yeah, well, that's interesting. Kind of like a ghost. So why do you have a social media then?
Back in the day, I was active, but you know, I feel like sometimes you just need to take a break, and I'll take a break, but I'll still like just to make sure all my friends are cool. You know, look at their stuff every now and again. Yeah.
So are you like at the moment? What do you mean by break? Is that because it was too intense for you, or?
Not really too intense. You know, I don't want to keep up a facade that I'm, you know, posting stuff when really nothing's going on. You know, like I feel like social media only portrays the good stuff in life. Not saying that everything bad in my life is going on right now, but you know, sometimes you just need to take a little break and you know, relax. You know, actually deal with life rather than yeah.
No, mate, that's a really good point. Do you think then like a lot of accounts, like, you know, you see your influencers or whatever like that, do you think that's very, I don't know if fake is the right word, but do you think they can be of a certain way?
I feel like certain agendas are out there to be pushed, not in terms of conspiracy theories, but of course from a business and marketing perspective, a lot of people are paid and to do whatnot and whatnot, promotion and whatnot. So that's what it is on one side of things. Other people do stuff other reasons, you know, but yeah, I feel like, wait, what was the, sorry, can you question?
Just like, do you think, you know, social media can be it feels like very fake at times, or just, like you were saying, just shows a very good side. So do you think that's just a common trait all around?
100%. I'd agree with that. Yeah, that's why, like, you know. Yeah, I took a break. Yeah.
Do you think there are good things from social media?
Of course, yeah. 100%. Seeing people get like proposed to and married on Facebook and, you know, birthdays and celebrations, but you know, you see all the good stuff, but you know, some people post the bad stuff too, but it's like you know, there's definitely good stuff on social media. I agree. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Emmanuel. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Yeah, nice one. Cool. Thank you, Emmanuel. What a legend. What a guy. Just,
I don't know.
Yeah.
He actually came up to us and
did.
asked to be interviewed.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. We love when that happens.
Seemed like a good lad, yeah. One thing I liked was that he mentioned like, he was like, I used to be active, but now I'm not. I don't know if he was taking a break currently, but he was like, I needed a break, and he took the break, you know, and there was nothing wrong with that. And he like almost took responsibility. He was like, actually, I don't need to do this right now.
Yeah. There's like a self-control aspect of that, which is very admirable.
Yeah. I really like that. But I think also a positive thing also that he mentioned was that like it's nice to see things like the marriages and the proposals and the whatever, you know.
People's life events.
Yeah, like in a positive way, you know. There's a lot of good things that are shared on there that are real and true.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing, you know.
Yeah.
So I like that he was like almost celebrating those things on a platform like that, you know. That's cool.
Yeah. But it is interesting that even with that, he still felt that the negative things kind of outweighed that. Therefore, the need for like a break and everything. Because I think almost everyone will be able to say like, oh, like, yeah, there's good and there's bad. But it's interesting to figure out or to hear like which one outweighs the other for people. You know what I mean? Like some people say, oh, it's bad, but the positives outweigh the negatives. So I'm active on it. I'm still on it or whatever. But he was, I think, more of the bad outweigh the good. So I'll go on there every once in a while for the good.
Yeah.
But so.
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah.
Thank
awesome.
you, mate. Yeah,
Thank you, Emmanuel. We got one final interview.
We do.
So let's check it out.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Some more good points. I love this with every topic, right? Or like every conversation. I feel like there are some like common themes, but everyone also has their own like viewpoint. Yeah. What's your standout from that conversation?
Standout for me, I think Emmanuel touched on it as well, but just like she was very clear. She's like, if I don't enjoy their content or if I find them annoying, whatever, she just blocks them or just unfriends them, you know, and just narrows. She said she's like narrowed down a lot on it and
quality over quantity. Essentially.
Well, literally, yeah. So I like that. I think that's again just touching what we've said on the last couple episodes, just about responsibility and stuff like that.
We love a good dose of social responsibility, don't we, Zach?
We do, yeah. I like that, and I think it was also interesting how just she was talking about the influence of social media. You know, like it actually helps you get jobs and things like that, and you kind of need an account really to, if depending on I guess the industry you want to move in, but like. It's really useful in those ways, you know?
And this viewpoint as well of like, we can't really escape it, you know? But she was talking to her after, and she's also a photographer. And then even thinking about that, like, it's so much easier now to show your work and to show your portfolio and to actually reach more people for a job like that, right? When you have an Instagram where people can click on your page and look at it, you know? So I was thinking about that, and I was like, oh, like it has changed the game for a lot of industries.
It has, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. I feel like that's cool. Like, that's just the way the world's moving, I guess.
This is where we're going.
Literally.
I almost had a southern accent. I am not from the south. I would just like to point that out. I am from Canada. But yeah, that brings us to the end of today's episode.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good. If you've been watching this on YouTube, which I really hope you were, and if you are listening on a podcast platform,
you need to go back to
You need to go back because we have some special guests that appeared in the background or foreground, actually, of this episode. In the video with Christina, we had some kids fighting behind us. I was trying so hard to focus. I don't really know what was happening. And then the people walking in front of the camera in the last interview with Kiva and Danny. But
kind of love stuff like that. Just
it's real.
It's real. Shows London.
We're on the streets. This is raw reporting.
Yeah, come on.
So.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Good.
But we hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
And we've see you guys next time. We don't want to unveil too
We don't
much.
unveil too much. But we've got some awesome interviews coming for you guys.
Yeah.
We are still going to be on this theme of social media. We're going to be diving into some maybe less touched and less talked about areas of social media.
Yeah.
But nevertheless important. Yeah, exactly.
So look forward to that.
Of course. And in the meantime, where can they find us, Zach?
The Anchor of the Week on Instagram and YouTube. Obviously, we've got kind of a new YouTube channel now. So we're posting on the Hope and Anchor Community Church still. But remember, we are transitioning slowly but surely. So
yes, this will be the last series that is also posted on the Hope and Anchor one. So make sure you are already subscribed to the Anchor of the Week, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Brilliant.
We'll see you guys soon, yeah?